Hey everybody, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this new playthrough series for Shadows of Brimstone. We are using the revised core set in the Swamps of Death. And if you did not get a chance to see the intro video, you may want to go back and check that out. I go over the three characters that we're going to be using for this playthrough. We are using the Jargono Native, we are using the Prospector, and the Cowboy. All of these are new characters that just released for retail, so you're going to be able to see them in action here. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about in terms of housekeeping. There are these lantern tokens that come and you can do with whatever you want with them. I am going to be using these. I think they came in the City of Ancients core set, but using the lantern tokens to show which of the tiles will actually be affected by the light, because if we get outside of that, you have the voices thing that's really nasty, and we don't want to have that happen. So just so you, the viewer, can see what's going on a little bit easier, I'll be using those tokens. Also, the Prospector is the one holding the old lantern. So as we're getting ready to go here, one other thing that I wanted to note, once we actually get into Jargono, which is what we're going to be, the other world that we're going to be trying to access to return Juva back there, we are going to have some extra cards. I have the Murky Encounters supplement pack added to the game, as well as the Jargono Artifacts #1 that are in there. So hopefully we'll get the chance to see some of those cards in action and see what they add. So as we're getting started here, the world that we are in, we're currently in the mines. There are no special effects that are in play. And quickly, the characters, we have Juva, who is the Jargono Native. She is this piece right here. We have Ezra the Prospector, and we have Branson the Cowboy. So they are going to be starting off here at the mine entrance. The first thing that we need to do in the start of every round is we need to roll to hold back the darkness. So we're going to go ahead and roll 2d6. We're looking for 7 or higher for our roll, and we have a 9, so we are good. Next thing we're going to do is activate our models in initiative order. And the Jargono Native, Juva, she is the highest initiative with a 4. So she is going to go first. So the first thing that we're going to do is roll for movement. And she has rolled a 3. So she's just going to move ahead 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Right here. And she will go ahead and attempt to scavenge the room. So we're going to be doing is rolling 3 6-sided dice, and we are going to be looking for a result of a 6 in order to be successful, and she has been successful in scavenging the room. So let me grab the scavenge deck, and we'll go ahead and give it a quick shuffle. With the scavenge deck, there is no discard pile, so once we draw a card, it will get shuffled back in there. So we'll see what we get. Hopefully it'll be something of usefulness. Nothing here. The room appears to have nothing of value, nothing to find. However, she does get 10 XP, so I'll have that written down on her sheet off to the side. Okay, and the other thing that I need to do is place a scavenge token in this room. So there we go. Alright, the next thing that we need to do is activate the Cowboy. He has an initiative, yes, he has an initiative of 3, so we're going to go ahead and roll for his movement. And he also rolled a 3, so he's just going to go 1, 2, 3. And he might as well go ahead and attempt to scavenge this room. Now, with 3 heroes, each tile is allowed to be scavenged twice. However, the Prospector, this is a really cool thing about him, and his ability that we chose of Eagle Eye, is that when he actually gets a chance to scavenge, he will roll 1 extra die, and he can scavenge each map tile 1 more time than is normally allowed. So if Branson the Cowboy is successful in scavenging, then the Prospector may also get a chance, so maybe we'll be off to a good start here finding some good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and roll our 3 dice looking for a 6. And we actually have a 6 over here. So he is successful as well. So let me grab another scavenge token, place this on the tile here. And we will go ahead and shuffle up the scavenge deck. Go ahead and give that a there. And here we go. Chilling Dread. 10 XP. What you find in the shadows only confirms the doom that awaits you all. Draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. Well, that's not a very good thing to do. So we'll take a Growing Dread card and we will add it to the stack. This will have to be resolved towards the end of the game once we have reach our final destination. All right, and finally we have Ezra the Prospector. He's going to activate. We're going to go ahead and roll for his movement. And he rolled a 1. So he is going to get a grit. And he will actually move 1 space here. And he will attempt to scavenge. Another thing with his ability is he gets to roll an extra die while scavenging. So we're going to roll 4 d6. And unfortunately, he was not successful in scavenging. You figure the guy who's wanting to do this the most doesn't have that happen. So that's the end of the first turn. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next, or actually our next round. And so the first thing we need to do is roll to hold back the darkness. Again, we're looking for a 7 or more. And we have an 11. We are good. And again, we are going to activate Juva the Jargono Native. She's going to roll for her movement. She rolled a 1, so she is also going to get a grit. So she has 2 grit right now. And she will go ahead and just move 1 space right here. And that is pretty much all she can do. She can't really scavenge right now. So we will go ahead and activate Branson the Cowboy. And we'll go ahead and roll. He rolled a 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is not quite in a position. Well, we can go ahead and he's going to go ahead and peek through the doorway and see what we find. So we'll go ahead and give the mind map deck a quick shuffle, and we will see what we draw. So we have the storage room. So let me go ahead and find that tile. Okay, so here is the tile, and we're going to go ahead and attach that. I'll move this down here a little bit, and then we're going to see where the doors are going to go on here. And we have to place an encounter token in there as well. So let me go ahead and place an exploration token. So that is going to be happening here soon. And we are going to advance our party marker 1. And we are going to, and Branson is going to get 5 XP for that particular tile. Now, what we need to do is figure out what the doors are, which we are going to do at the end of this particular round when we flip over the exploration token. So the next thing that we need to do is actually activate our Prospector, Ezra. So let's roll for his movement. And he rolled a 5. So he's going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not quite in the room, but he is going to go ahead and scavenge this tile over here. He gets to roll 1 extra die due to his ability. And so we're looking for 6s, and he is not successful in that. So what we're going to do now is we've activated all of these guys. We are going to flip over the exploration token, and it has 2 doorways. So we just need to roll and see which one of these is going to get the end cap. So let's see here. 1 to 2 is going to be this one over here. 3 to 4 will be here. 5 to 6 will be here. So we'll go ahead and roll. We rolled a 5, so we will go ahead and add an end cap to this space here. Alright, just like that. And we're going to have 2 encounter cards. So the first thing that we're going to do, the first mine encounter that we have, is Underground Waterfall. It's an encounter, environment, and water. Roaming water cascades down from the chamber above, pooling before draining through holes in the floor. Cave fungus and moss grows here, making the rocky, wet floor slick under your feet. Heroes on this map tile may not escape from adjacent enemies. Also, when drawn, roll a d6. On the roll of 1, 2, or 3, the roar of the waterfall has masked the sounds of approaching enemies. Ambush, attack, draw a threat. And this remains in play. So, let's go ahead and roll that d6. And if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, we're going to get ambushed. We rolled a 5, so we are good that way. But we have this underground waterfall. This is going to stay in place, so I'll just go ahead and place this next to here. And the second encounter card that we have is this one. Flooded Passage. The passage is flooded with knee-deep murky water. All movement on this map tile costs an extra 1 move per space. This map tile may be scavenged up to 3 extra times. Also, when first drawn, roll a d6. So we're going to see what happens here. 1 to 2, he's pulled under. 3 to 4, there's going to be zombies. Or 5 to 6, there's going to be dirty water and no effect. And it's going to also remain in place. So, here we go. We're rolling this. We have a 1. Pulled under. So, a random character, well, the only one that's on this tile is going to be the cowboy. So Branson needs to make a strength test of 5+. Well, let's look at his stat cards. He has a strength of 4, and he also has his rough skin gloves. It's +1 strength, so he has a strength of 5. So he's going to be rolling 5 dice to try to successfully roll a 5 or more to prevent basically getting wounds. So let's go ahead and get our dice out here. So we've got, there's 4, 5 dice here. We need 5+. And we have 6, a couple 5s, 6s. We had a great roll there. So if we had failed, we're pulled under the water by an unseen tentacle and taking wounds and stuff. But we don't have to worry about doing that. But here we can't escape from enemies, and we can't, and it's going to cost us extra movement to go through this particular tile. So that was that first encounter there. Already the mine is showing signs of being dangerous as well. So we're going to move on to our next round, and we are going to roll to hold back the darkness. We're still looking for a 7+. So we'll go ahead and bring this out. And we rolled an 8. We are good. So next thing we need to do is activate Juva, and we're going to roll for movement. She rolls a 3. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. She's on that space. And actually, she's not going to be able to move there because this particular tile is considered to be part of this room. She's going to need an extra movement for that. So she's going to stop there, and she is not going to do anything else. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and activate Branson the Cowboy. We're going to roll for his movement. He rolled a 3. I think he only has 1 grit. He's not going to use his grit here. He's just going to go ahead and move 1 space, because each space is going to cost 1 extra move. So 1, 2. That's all he can do. It's going to be a slog to get through this tile. And then finally we're going to go ahead and activate the Prospector. And he rolled a movement of 3. And he's going to actually spend a grit to add a d6 roll to that. And he's going to add another 4. So he's got a total of 7 movement. So that's going to give him, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can't go anywhere else. Let's see. But he is going to go ahead and attempt to scavenge, because this can be scavenged up to 5 times, 6 times for him. So we could spend some time in here trying to get a bunch of stuff. Anyways, we're going to roll 4d6, looking for 6s, and we've got 2 of them, so he's successful. So let's go ahead and grab our scavenge deck, and we are going to give it a quick shuffle, and we're going to see what we come up with here. All right. We have Emerging Darkness. He's going to get 10 XP. Sometimes when you look too deeply into the shadows start looking back. Draw a darkness card. So Ezra gets 10 XP for that. And we will go ahead and draw a darkness card. The darkness card says Chill of the Grave. Darkness boost undead. All undead enemies are now +1 initiative and +1 combat remains in play. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up on my card holder up there to remind me when we encounter any undead enemies. So, but he did get the 10 XP, so that is something. So that's the end of that particular round. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next round, which is Holding Back the Darkness. So we'll go ahead and roll for that. We're still looking for 7 or better. And we did roll a 6 and a 1 is a 7, so we are okay. We're going to go ahead and activate Juva the Jargono Native, rolling for movement. She's going to roll a 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's all she's going to do there. She's not going to be able to move on to another space with him. Actually, you know something? We're going to go yeah, we're just going to stop right there. And she's going to go ahead and scavenge. I forgot to place a scavenge token on here before. She's going to roll 3d6, looking for 6s. And we had 2 2s and a 5, so no luck with her. We'll go ahead and activate Branson the Cowboy. We'll roll for his movement. He rolled a 4. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go ahead and scavenge as well. Looking for 6s and nothing. And finally, we will go ahead and activate the Prospector, Ezra. He rolled a 6, so he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to go ahead and scavenge as well. He gets to roll an extra die. So we're looking for 6s again. And successfully doing that. So we'll go ahead and grab the scavenge deck, give it another quick shuffle, see what we have in here. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Alright. Nothing here. The room appears to have nothing of value, nothing to find. But he does get 10 XP. So that's another 10 for him. And we'll put out another scavenged token here. And that's the end of this particular round. So we're going to go ahead and roll to hold back the darkness. And we rolled an 8, so we are okay. We're activating Juva. And we are going to roll for her movement. She rolled a 3. And she's going to go ahead and spend a grit to add a d6 roll to her movement. We need to get off of this tile. And she rolled a 2, so it's a total of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all she's going to be able to get for her movement there. Next, we're going to activate Branson, our cowboy. He's going to roll for his movement. He rolled a 1. He's going to go ahead and get a grit, which he's going to immediately spend to add d6 to his movement. He rolls another 1, so that gives him a total of 2 movement. And he's going to go right there. Alright. He's going to go ahead and attempt to scavenge. So we'll go ahead and roll 3d6, looking for 6s. And we have 2, 5, a 4, and a 1. We are not successful with that. And we are going to finally activate the Prospector. We're going to roll for his movement. He rolled a 1. He's going to get a grit, which he's going to go ahead and immediately spend to add d6 to his movement. It's a 3. So we have a total of 4 movement. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe that he is going to scavenge the room. He's not going to be looking through here. It's going to take a little while for the rest of the posse to catch up to him. And we don't need to have that happening here. Also, I forgot I should put this lantern token there, but we're going to go ahead and scavenge this. We're going to roll 4d6. Looking for 6s. We'll just go ahead and move over here. And we are not successful with that. So it's taking us a little bit of time to be moving across this tile, but we have to realize that it's flooded and we have an underground waterfall here. So let's go ahead and roll to hold back the darkness for this next round. Alright, we'll go ahead and place this right here. And we rolled a 9, so we are good for that. Okay, let's go ahead and activate Juva. She's going to roll for her movement. She rolled a 4, so she's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to go ahead and attempt to scavenge the room. So she's got 3d6 looking for 6s. And we have a 5 and 2 3s, so no, we're not successful in scavenging there. Next, we're going to go ahead and activate Branson, our cowboy, and he rolled a 6 for movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's going to be the daring one who is going to go ahead and peek through the doorway, so he's going to get 5 XP. So let's go ahead and grab a map tile. And this is going to be a mining room. So let me go ahead and grab that particular tile. Okay, here is that tile, and we're going to go ahead and add it here. Alright, we'll go ahead and place a lantern token there, and we will go ahead. I'm going to put this card up here so we can see when we need to put the doorways in, and we will place an encounter token here. And finally, we will go ahead and move the activate the Prospector, and he is going to roll for movement. He's got a 4, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to go ahead and attempt to scavenge this room before we have exploration token popping up. So let's see, we're looking for 6s. And we've got nothing, so he was not successful with that. Alright, now that we've activated this, the next thing we need to do is flip over the exploration token. And so, here's one of the things that we have. We're going to have 2 encounters. We have 1 doorway, and then also we found a clue, and when we find one of these, when we're in the mines, it's going to automatically spawn a gate. So we're going to go ahead and roll for the doorway, and the other one is going to be, one of them is going to be a gate, and the other one is going to be an end cap. So let's see where our doorway is. We're going to roll a d6 and see what we have. We rolled a 2. So the doorway is going to actually be going up this way. And let's see where the gate is going to be. The gate is going to be right here. So let me grab a gate token. Okay, so we've got a gate right here. This is going to, we'll see what's going to happen there, and then we have an end cap that will be going on the other side over here. So Ezra has this response. He sees that we've got a gate. He's calling back to Juva, telling her that we're almost there. You know, she's got to hurry up and get over to him, but first we have to resolve these couple of encounters first. Hopefully they will emerge unscathed, but let's see what happens. So we will grab a mine encounter card. This is the first one. Ancient Ruins. And the room is a makeshift dig site. An excavation has uncovered ancient ruins of a massive alien statue buried for millennia in the earth. Lore 6 plus. And so this is going to be all of the characters that are on this tile. I have to make a lore roll. And so we're going to see what happens here. If we're successful, we're going to gain 40 XP for each 6 plus rolled as I examine the ruins. Then, if at least one hero passed the test, they realize the greater ramifications of what they have discovered. Immediately draw and play a Growing Dread card. Do not add it to the stack. Okay, so let's see. Well, we're going to start with the Cowboy. He has a higher initiative on here. And so his lore is a 3, so we're going to roll 3 dice. So we'll just go ahead and tip this down a little bit so you can see. We'll go ahead and roll this. Oh, I got something in the way there, so you can't see. There, I'm sorry. So we needed to have a 6, what was our lore? 6 plus. He is not successful in that. And the Prospector, he has a lore of 3 as well. Actually, he's got a 4. He has an ancient coin that gives him +1 lore, so he's going to be rolling 4 dice. We're looking for low rolls, which is good. Okay, so we were not successful in passing this lore test, which is fine because it would be nice to have the XP, but we don't really want to have a Growing Dread. So that's that card. And the next one that we have here is the Ominous Hole. A large and forebodingly dark hole sits in the far wall of the room, beckoning you to shine your lantern's light inside. Choose. Look into the dark hole. Do we want to look into the dark hole, or we can ignore it and move on? So we can look and see we have strength or luck. And this is going to be, everybody would have to do a luck roll, and neither one of these guys are very lucky. I think we're going to go ahead and shine the light. We're going to look into the dark hole. So one character is going to roll a d6. we are going to have the cowboy. Well, actually, the light. The prospector is the one who's holding the lantern. So we're going to go ahead and shine a light into the dark hole. We're going to roll a d6 and see what happens. So let's see what happens. We rolled a 6, which is probably bad. Oh, a 5 or 6. What's this? Draw an artifact. All right. So we'll draw a mine artifact and see what this is. Okay, so we have Book of the Mad King. Once per fight, you may read from the book. Choose an enemy model on your map to take d6 wounds ignoring defense. You then take either d6 corruption hits or 2d6 horror hits, your choice. And it's worth $725. So we'll go ahead and place this with the prospector. So that will be good for him. And that is going to take care of this particular encounter. And it's also going to wrap up this particular session right here. So looks like in our next session we should be able to maneuver through this gate and enter the swamps of Jargono. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. We have a little bit of some problems that were over here. It's taking us a time. We have to wait for Juva to catch up with us. Ezra's not going to leave her behind. And Branson's been moving along, and he's a little bit anxious to get in there. But now that he sees this particular gate, he's not sure what to make of it. And Ezra is maintaining his calm. He's been able to find out from Juva what to be looking for. So we are going to continue on in this story next time. So guys, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.